How are you? I would like to discuss in this video briefly the art of being ignored. And in this case I'm talking about when you submit work to a gallery or a call out for an exhibition and you don't hear anything back, as an example. This is something I've encountered a couple of times where I've gone onto a website, there's a really cool gallery, they say that they do submissions for say like a joint show or whatever every couple of months. You send off pictures of the work, you don't hear anything back, you know, and for a long time I used to get caught up into the sensitivity of this, and it really reflected onto myself that perhaps I was a bad artist or I wasn't good enough to warrant even a reply. You know, again, with Stephen King and people, he spoke about the amount of times he got these rejection slips from publishing houses and he had them all stacked up on his table, and I'm kind of saying, well, at least you got like some kind of communication from them, you know. Now, I'm not saying that this is common practice for a lot of galleries, curators, etc. There's many good ones out there that communicate openly and freely with artists at every level, but I have encountered it myself in my own experience a few times, you know, and I'm not unique either in this. So getting caught up in the sensitivity, believing oneself isn't a great artist, it isn't even worthy of response from these people, it's quite toxic on the brain and it can affect you negatively. It affected me negatively now, so I had to put it all aside and completely work on this stuff and develop an openness around being ignored. You know, because I do consider myself in general largely ignored in my home country as an artist, you know, and those that don't ignore me I appreciate very much. I really do appreciate the interest people have, but there is a great quality to be largely found in being ignored, especially on a broader sense, you know. By being ignored, I'm not, you know, subjected to the constraints of what others suggest I should do. I don't have to follow or toe the line of fashion or trend. I don't have to be the, you know, next hot activist or political artist or whatever's currently going on in the world. I don't have to be left or right. I can be myself. I have a unique approach to where I'm at, and I'm in control of what I do and how I work. This is the glory of being ignored. It's a wonderful thing. The other side to it as well, and I openly admit it, I'm a very lazy person too, so you know, it's not like I submit all the time and constantly getting ignored. It's just the times that I have, I've found it quite surprising that people wouldn't even warrant a response to say, yes, I've received your work, thank you. Even that would be enough, you know. But you know, adopting the principle of working for myself and with myself has been very helpful for me, you know. I don't have to listen to others, and you know, I can select carefully how I want to submit and present my work to the world at large, you know. So being ignored is not necessarily a bad thing. I know a lot of great artists through history suffered this too, you know what I mean, fundamentally. It can be isolating too. We kind of worry about being too isolated in the world of Mark and his being ignored world. But you know, I do tend to kind of push myself out there and try and get out there as much as I possibly can. You know, social media is great, you know, but I bear that in mind as I move forward and people do begin to show interest in my work, you know, and you know, I find that I kind of remember these times of when I was ignored and I was in the dark of the art world as such, do you know what I mean, and seen as this weird outsider, you know what I mean. And also I don't like having to explain myself or my background or my history, you know. I could list off the amount of artists I've been involved with over the years, but it doesn't serve my purpose at all, you know, and that's what they look for. They're looking for CVs of things, and you know, and yeah, you can do that. I can put together a very realistic history of my life and show people my artistic credentials, if you like, and I kind of don't like having to do that. I just don't, you know what I mean. I'm not applying for a job, you know, and this thing, well, you have to treat it like you're applying for jobs. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in doing that, you know what I mean. I want the work to speak for itself, you know what I mean. It doesn't matter how long I spent with Pauline Buick or whoever, do you know what I mean. What's more interesting is the work and how it is, getting to make the work, and if that means being ignored by a load of people, so be it. So yeah, if you like the videos, please subscribe. Don't be afraid of being ignored. It's a part and parcel of this world. It can be a lonely place, it can be isolating, but there's always light at the end of a tunnel. Just when you think it's going to never change, it changes just like that. Please subscribe to my videos.